In June of 2020, I was admitted to the hospital due to breathing problems, and after a CT scan, I was told that I had a rather large tumor in my chest that was about 13 centimeters. And after doing a biopsy, the biopsy showed that it was a lymphoma, and the final diagnosis was a Hodgkin's lymphoma, labeled as stage 4 due to its size. But right after that, I had to start doing chemo right away. Through the help of friends, family, everyone, things I was doing on my own, working out, kind of thinking about I could have a season later on, and kind of just focusing on that, doing the things I had to do every day. I got into a really good rhythm of doing school, working out, hanging out with friends. I thought I would be able to walk away from cancer after just, I think it was 5 months, 6 months of treatments in December. However, after a PET scan, 2 rounds into the chemotherapy, it showed that the main tumor in my chest had gone down, but there was a spot in my abdomen that had shown up, which meant that we had to go to an even stronger chemotherapy to try to stop this. Little by little afterwards, I was able to make the right steps to go forward, start training again. Even though in the beginning it was just a matter of just doing a warm-up, I was beyond happy that I could do something and take steps forward to potentially playing a season. Even though I think deep down I knew that the chances of me playing a season were more of a fantasy than a reality. It was still a fantasy that I wanted to pursue, and in case that, who knows, I could make a miracle recovery and actually be able to play. Football has always played a big part in my life ever since I was 8 years old when I started playing. I remember I walked off the field with the biggest smile, going around hitting people, getting hit, being part of a team, playing a sport that you love. I don't think there's anything better than that. It was one of the big things that helped me throughout all this, is knowing that, A, I had a team backing me, I had the coaches backing me, any support stuff backing me, and I had something to potentially look forward to.
Honestly, one of the toughest, smartest kids I've ever met. Very unique individual, just the fact of everything he's gone through and persevered, and always been just almost like a kid in a candy store, in the sense that he's always asking questions, always wants to know exactly what's going on, and then how he can do everything he can to be the best version of himself, or beat it, or whatever it might be. I've never really met someone quite like him.
Yiannis was always a very independent kind of guy from his childhood. So I had to adjust the way I brought him up to cater to that. There was no way that you could mold him into something that he did unless he was 100% sure that it would be something rewarding for him.
For cancer situations, mine was, I would say, among the smoother ones. And I don't think it would have been as smooth as it was without football and my teammates and everyone who is involved with McMaster football. Even though I was going through cancer and some pretty tough chemotherapies, I was still able to do the things that I wanted to do. And I didn't feel like that could hold me back at all. And after my workouts, I'd almost have like a little grin on my face, even though I was beyond tired. I was ready to pass out. Maybe a little dizzy, don't tell my doctor. I did so with a smile on my face, because I was beyond happy that I could still train, I could still do things that I wanted to do while going through chemotherapy and dealing with cancer.
I think the biggest thing what we can learn from Yiannis is don't give up. There's no point of quitting or giving up, which he could have at any point and just said, this is it, my career is done, I'm just going to try to battle cancer. Don't give up. Always look for what you can control and control those things to the best of your ability. Always look for those silver linings, because no matter how dark or deep things get, how bad things get, there's always a way out. Focus on those little things that you can control and just get after it. And that's exactly what he did.
I know with any cancer story, the one thing that can come out of them is the ability to inspire someone else. And so if my story can inspire anybody, I think that makes what I went through that much more worth it.
Here's the big guy, last day of chemo. Don't take the bell off the wall. Woo! Oh, give it a good one. You have to do better than that. Come on, you've got to go like, give it. Woo! There you go.
But he was able to teach us. He was able to teach us how to be calm, stoic, how to take the next step, how to talk to each other more like, it may sound like a cliche, more like friends rather than parents and child. Certainly strengthened our relationship as a family with his brother, with my husband, with all of us, with our extended family. So it was, in a way, you could say it was a blessing in disguise to discover a part of his personality that I suspected existed, but I was able to see clearly coming out.
Watch over me.
If I could sum this whole thing up in one sentence, it would be that no matter how difficult something is, it's never impossible. And if you look out and you see that someone else has been able to go through something just as severe as what you're going through, even more severe, and made it out on top, you know there's definitely a way for you to do it to some extent. You know, and it's not about saying I'm going to do it just as well as they did, or even better than they did, but I'm going to do it to the best of my abilities. And I think if you're going through something as difficult as cancer, worse, not as difficult, doesn't matter, there is a way out and there is a way to get through it and get to the other side and see that light at the end of the tunnel.